records, except both teams are having outstanding seasons, coming in ranked in the top 25. Looking forward to this one. And the Cougars will kick this away to get us going here. And he takes this from inside the 5. And he's stopped at the 20, trying to make something happen, but that's good coverage there. So the Utah Utes offense comes onto the field for the first time today. Here we go. You can feel the juice in this building. What a privilege, Kirk, to be part of this rivalry game.
Well, there's nothing like rivalry games. You know, no matter what you've done all year, you get your opportunity to win this game today, and it can change everything.
Quick completion to the tight end. Defense reacts quickly. A very short gain on the play.
And here the tight end shows off his hands for a nice gain. Love to see the big man get his touches.
A completion sets up a second down play. Back to throw. It's Dampier. Running out of time in the pocket. Looks like he's going to run it. Tries to get loose on the scramble, but is brought down after a short gain.
That's what I really love about this quarterback. Looks downfield. Everybody's covered. Instead of just throwing this ball away, he's got the athletic ability to make this defense pay for it by picking up some good yards.
Here we go. First third down of the game. It's a keeper trying to get to the marker. Well, Kirk, you played in rivalry games. No shortage of inspiration, but how do you manage the emotion of it all?
Well, I think you need great leadership from the team. Sometimes teams don't handle the emotions of it, and the game can get sideways on you. The teams that play the best in rivalry games are the teams that have the best leaders to keep them focused on the task at hand.
Shotgun formation. Here's an inside give. That's a nice wrap-up there by the junior.
Chris, I know it's not a huge gain. You didn't pick up the first down, but it's still early in this game. Never abort this running game. You keep working. It's kind of like a body blow in a boxing match. Keep wearing the defense down, and eventually you can hit a big one.
What's the play call here on second down for this offense? They snap it. Quarterback looking to throw the ball. Makes the catch downfield. He has first down yardage at the 46.
How about the arm strength from this quarterback? He really didn't have any other option than to put it right in there and give it everything that he had. Great timing and a good job of squeezing that in between the defenders.
And the Utes pick up enough yardage to move the sticks. They go with a direct snap. Look out, room to run here. They get him down, but the gain moves the ball to the plus 40.
That's what you like to see early in this game, especially on the road. Chunk plays like this really have a big impact on a game, especially when you're on the road, hostile environment, imposing your will on the defense on the first drive of the game.
The Utes will line up on 1st and 10. To throw, it's Dampier. Caught behind the line, it's Parker. And he'll be smothered right at the line for no gain.
I can see what the quarterback's trying to do here, Chris, and he gets the completion, but just no gain. There's just no room to go after the catch.
Offense getting set. It's second down. Here's the snap. Looking to throw here. It's incomplete. He took a hit as he threw the football, and it brings up a third down.
Well, that pass rush got in there in a hurry. Great job by this defense of disrupting the rhythm and timing between the quarterback and the receivers.
The 8th play of this opening drive, it's 3rd and long. Dropping back, looking to throw for the first down. Can't hold on. Good defensive play, brings up a 4th down.
Well, Chris, obviously they had to go through the air there to try to pick up this 3rd down and long, but when you're so far behind the chains, you really allow this defense to dictate things, and it allows them to put pressure on your quarterback and can affect the timing, as we saw on this play.
So they'll send out the field goal unit to give it a shot here from very long distance. Oh, and he missed it. The kick is no good. And with that miss, the score will stay right where it is. So BYU's offense comes out for their first possession today. We got a quarterback here, Kirk, who's just trying to find his way, but the coaches have said they trust him.
Well, I think that's a big part of what he's able to do, and the reason they're giving him a chance to go out there and be the quarterback is he knows this offense. He's able to get this offense in good spots. Avoid the negative play is critical today for this team to win.
Grab behind the line. It's Bachmeier. Stop right there at the line. No gain.
Well, this is exactly what you want to see from the defense. Yeah, you give up the catch, but you're right there to be able to stop this receiver from making any yards after the catch.
Now it's second down here. Back to pass. It's Hillstead. Caught over the middle. It's Ryan. Defense wraps him up after the catch, but he's just short of a first down.
Just a good job of spreading the wealth, making sure everybody's getting their touches. When you do that, the defense can't lock in on one guy or two guys. Make them have to be aware of everybody, and allows you to continue to spread the ball around and spread the field, making it tougher for this defense.
Caught near the sticks. It's Ryan. And they convert on third down, moving the football to the 35. It's the tight end flex out into the slot, looking for a matchup there, Kirk.
Well, it is a matchup because he has the size where he's very difficult to be able to match up for his safety, and he's got the speed to be able to outrun a linebacker. That's why they like to flex him out like that and be able to pick up nice big gains like this.
Off the play fake, looking to throw on first down. Quarterback on the move, trying to make something happen.
Well, I thought the defense had him here, Chris. He should be down in the backfield, but instead, he gets out of the pressure and actually picks up some positive yards.
Except for the second quarter here, both offenses searching for a spark. They didn't do much in the first quarter at all. We get lined up here for quarter number 2. We'll see if the offenses can get going. They didn't do much in the opening quarter. Offense getting set for a second down here to begin the quarter. They'll run it here. That's the running back with the ball. They'll stop him behind the line for a loss of 1.
Well, if he would have stayed on his track and stayed more to the inside, I think that play opens up for a nice gain. Instead, he's looking for the big play, bounces it to the outside, and there's just too much speed on that defense.
Offense been in reverse here. Now a long way to go to convert this third down. It's a quarterback keeper, and he will be stuffed for no gain.
Well, the quarterback keeps the ball. He's trying to make a big play on third down. He probably should have gotten the ball out of his hands. Now we got a big fourth down coming up.
So on fourth down now, out comes the field goal unit. And he's made it from 50 yards out, showing off the deep range.
Boy, this guy has such a strong leg. No problem. Up into the net from 50 plus.
So after coming away with 3 in that drive, the kickoff team is out. And here's the return from inside the 5. Solid job by the coverage team. They bring him down at the 16. And the Utes offense takes the field. No doubt the last drive was deflating. They had to settle for a field goal attempt, but missed it. Looking to scramble now. Ball carrier tackled there.
Chris, I love the patience here by the quarterback. He's waiting for something to happen downfield, but it's not there. Then you see the athletic ability to be able to pick up some good yards.
Second down play coming up. Out of the shotgun, he hands it off. They try the middle, but gain nothing on that play. Well, they run it right into a blitz, and that linebacker was coming downhill, Kirk.
Man, what a time to call that blitz here by the defensive coordinator. And you're right, he shoots right through that A-gap. Really, the back had nowhere to go. By the time he got the ball in his hands, the linebacker's right in his face.
Now we run a draw play. That's a stop behind the line of scrimmage. They've got him for a 3-yard loss. Well, the back just had no chance there. The defense is all over the draw play to stop him behind the line.
Yeah, I don't know if they were tipped off or what, but they weren't fooled at all. You could tell the defense was dialed into exactly what was coming and made the tackle.
They'll kick it away here. He'll call for the fair catch here. So they begin the drive here in the final 3 minutes of the half. Back to pass. It's Hillstead. And a short pitch and catch to the tight end. They stop him at the 47, but that's enough for a first down.
Well, this is what coaches love to see. A quarterback with the ability to read the defense properly and then just get it to the open man. Sometimes it sounds simple, but it's tough to execute. This time we have good recognition by the quarterback. Then he gets it down to the tight end. You can see what he can do after the catch.
They keep him guessing with a run. They tackle him behind the line, a loss of 4.
Well, you see this with a lot of backs. There's a tendency to want to try to bounce it to the outside. Now, sometimes the play calls for it, but you know the coaches are telling them to follow the blockers and execute the plan.
We've reached the 2-minute timeout. We'll see if the offense here can build on this lead before the break. Getting set. Here's second down. And the quarterback drops back looking for an open man. Grab down the middle. It's Ryan. They get him down quickly. Not much of a gain on that completion.
That's what makes this tight end so dangerous. You can flex him out into that slot position. He shows you his versatility. He can be an inline guy that can block, but here he shows you what he can do with his hands.
Challenging spot for the offense. It's third down and long from the 45. Taking a shot deep down the right side. Oh, he dropped it. Can you believe it? A huge gain slips through his hands.
And I was hoping he'd be able to hold on to that football. That would have been a big play there on third down. Now, big decision coming up here on fourth.
The Cougars will have to kick this away. That's just the first punt for this offense tonight. And he lets it land, and it'll just bounce out of bounds. The first play of this drive now, they're set up at the 34. Back to throw. It's Dampier. And he's going to take a shot down the left side. And it's incomplete. The defender arrived the same time as the football. And now it's second down.
That's a misfire there, Chris. This passing game has got to be able to get into sync and find a rhythm.
And it's a bunch formation. This time, a completion. And a timeout is called. Important stage late here in the second quarter.
I thought the defense was in pretty good position there. They sat back and had good coverage, eyes on the quarterback, but you almost got to just give the quarterback and the receiver credit for being able to come up with that completion.
Wide open downfield. And they do pick up first down yardage. Set up now at the 44.
Boy, the quarterback looks so confident there with this throw. Good job up front with the offensive line protecting on a pivotal third down. And anytime you're trailing in a game, you want to be able to convert. So good job by this offense.
And the Utes have first and 10 here. Lets it go quickly. Wide open downfield. And he runs out of bounds. That's a big gainer there.
Well, this was a beautiful play when the timing is right, as we see right here. The receiver's got to do a good job of working his way back to the football as the quarterback is throwing it. The timing here is impeccable.
Offense beginning to click on this drive as they try to reach the end zone for the first time today. Snapping it from the red zone now, looking to throw. Caught in the backfield. It's Parker. Defense surrounds him. Just a short gain on that completion.
A lot of times this can be a tough play to defend because you're so concerned with getting pressure on the quarterback. But here the defense does a good job of coming off of coverage and chasing down the receiver.
Pass caught, second down now. Here's the snap. Quarterback drops back. Caught over the middle. It's Bentley. Tackle is made, but the gain sets the offense up. First and goal from the 9. First and goal. Great chance to take the lead before halftime. To throw, it's Dampier. Caught near the goal line. Brought down, but the completion moves the ball down to the 4.
Boy, that's pretty good coverage here by this defense. Not much of a window to throw this ball into, but the quarterback's accuracy and the size of the tight end picks up a nice gain.
Time running down, just one play left here in the half. So a timeout is called, just a few seconds left here in the first half. So with only a few seconds left before halftime, out comes the field goal unit, trying to tie this game up before the break. This is going to be a 21-yard chip shot. And that one's straight down the middle. And that will tie things up as we head toward halftime.
Well, they almost put a touchdown on the board, but instead they come away with 3 points.
So here's the kickoff now. Offense settling for 3, tacking on a little bit of momentum before the halftime break. He's going to return it from near the goal line. And the coverage team brings him down as the clock runs out in the first half of play. And that will do it for the first half here. Kevin Connors now has our halftime update.
Gentlemen, the Beehive boot is on the line, and already BYU and Utah have given us some stirring moments. And it's been a hard-fought battle today. 2 teams out there playing ball and treating this crowd to a memorable first half. Seems to me, and I know I'm going to sound like a coach here, the team that limits turnovers and strings together productive drives is going to be the one celebrating a well-earned victory today. With that, let's send it back to our guys in the booth to see how the battle between Utah and BYU plays out.
The Utes will kick it away to get us going in the second half. Fields it inside the 5-yard line. And he steps out of bounds right at the 25-yard line. Here comes the BYU offense back out on the field. Trying to get something going early here in the second half and jump on top. Scanning the field, it's Pilstead looking to set up a screen pass here. And he'll run out of bounds after picking up a few yards on a play.
Good time here to drop this screen in by the offensive coordinator, and a nice job by the running back being able to pick up some positive yards here on this play.
Here's the second down play. And the quarterback dropping back. Grab behind the line. It's Martin. Play moves the ball to about the 45. That's good for a first down.
Well, this is great execution here on this screen play to the running back to pick up big yards in a first down. I think in the process, Chris, they send a message to the defense. You can rush our quarterback all you want, but when you do, you better be careful because we're going to throw the screen on you.
Back-to-back chunk plays to begin the drive. The defense on their heels. On 1st and 10, looking to throw. Receiver makes the grab. And he's brought down, but there is a penalty marker out there. Let's check out this call.
Offside, defense.
What I always love to see on these offsides call is when they're always pointing at each other. You know, he did it. I didn't do it. Put it on him. Well, we know this time it's on the defense. They're going to make the right call.
Nowhere to run. They'll corral him for no gain.
That back just had nowhere to go. Got to give credit to the defense and their run fits on that play.
Second down after that previous play. They'll feed the back again. Tackle, but first down.
And that's a good, nice, crisp run for a first down. Don't forget, good blocking up front by the big fellas. And this running back, he just seems to have a nose for that first down marker. A few more runs like this, and he's going to be getting into a rhythm for sure.
This BYU offense is quickly moving down the field. To throw, it's Pilstead. Grab down the middle, it's Roberts. They get him down, but not before he moves the football to the 32.
We'll see if the defense stays in zone after that big play, or if they can change things up on this drive and get a little bit more aggressive.
Still looking for that elusive touchdown, but finally this offense is moving. First down and 10. Looking to throw here. That one falls incomplete. Good defensive play. Brings up second down.
Well, this quarterback and his receivers have got to get on the same page. They've got to find a rhythm if they want to move the ball down the field.
So second and 10 here as they try to stay out of third and long here in this tie game in the third quarter. Handoff here from the shotgun. Going absolutely nowhere. That would be a loss on the play.
Really tough to run a good counter play when the linebackers aren't fooled at all. This time they get down in a hurry into the line of scrimmage to make that play.
Seventh play of the drive coming up, but it is third down and long. Out of the gun now on third down. The pocket breaking down. The sure hands. It's Roberts. The defense will wrap him up after a 7-yard gain. It'll bring up fourth down.
Now, fourth down.
And here comes the field goal unit onto the field. He made good on his last attempt, but this one is from 45 yards out. Oh, and he knocks it right through.
Oh, Chris, it's a nice kick here to polish off that drive with at least 3 points up on the board.
So after the field goal, the kicker out there again to boot it away. Fields it just outside the goal line. And he stopped at the 20. Tried to make something happen, but that's good coverage there. Here's the first play of the drive now from that 20-yard line. Play action here on first down. Fires it to the wideout. Caught over the middle. It's Davis. They bring him down, but an explosive play by this offense. Big gain.
How about the offense here dialing up a good zone beater? Let's give credit to the coordinator for calling the right play at the right time and the receiver finding the hole in that zone.
The gain moves the ball past the 40, sets up another first and 10. Off play action, he's looking to throw. And now the ball comes out. A disastrous play from the start. They retain possession, but that's a huge loss.
He catches a break here. Ball is on the ground. It ends up bouncing right back to him to avoid a disaster for the offense.
That sack sets up a second down and long. Using his legs, it's Parker. That's a nice tackle there by the senior.
You know, in the era that we live in right now, everybody wants to spread the field around, try to create space, try to create one-on-one matchups, and the defense is countered over the years by trying to play out wide. But here's a great example. The defense has the ability to play wide, but still be solid at the line of scrimmage and not give up big run plays.
Looking to throw it on third and very long. Looking deep down the left side. Caught inside the red zone and still running. Finally tackled down at the 17-yard line. Now this offense in great scoring position.
And that's good enough for a first down.
And it's BYU in the lead. Reach the end of the third. Time is running out to cut into this lead. Let's check out the game stats before we go on. We're set now for the fourth quarter. Who's going to make the crucial plays to take home this W? So here we go. First play of the quarter. The offense has a first down. Out of the shotgun, he'll hand it off. Breaks the tackle to get back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it.
Well, that's an excellent effort here by this defense, staying in their run fits. They holding their own at the line and making the tackle. The offense just couldn't get enough of a push to get anything going there.
Offense getting set. Second down play here. The offense with some pre-snap eye candy. And from the shotgun, an inside handoff. Touchdown, Utes. They jump on top now here in the fourth.
Boy, just a great job here by the offensive line and the running back to be able to get this ball into the end zone late in the game like this, now in the fourth quarter, to give them the lead.
So they'll try to add to the lead now with a PAT. PAT up and good. So the lead is 4 here in the final quarter.
That makes the score Utah 10, BYU 6.
Got momentum after scoring that touchdown. Now the kickoff team out there to kick it away. Return starts from inside the 5. And he stopped at the 20. Tried to make something happen, but that's good coverage there. Here comes the BYU offense back out on the field. They settled for 3 last time. Let's see what they can come up with this drive. It's incomplete. He was hit as he threw. Good pass rush there on first down.
Well, everybody talks about sacks, and they're very important. But sometimes just the rush, the pressure, affecting the quarterback is just as effective. He didn't have a clean throwing lane, and they forced the incompletion.
Looking to pass. It's Hillstead. Grab down the middle. It's Bachman. They bring him down, but he reaches the 30-yard line.
It's really good timing here between the quarterback and the receiver. And how about the receiver downfield? Does a nice job of finding that open space in the zone of the defense. And as a defense, you're just basically throwing your hands up in the air because they had that covered relatively well. Just a good play call and good execution.
Off the play fake on first down. Ball comes loose. The football bounces out of bounds. It'll be a short loss on the play. Looks like a player is down injured at that last play. We'll take a timeout while they check it out. So this offense faces a 2nd and 15. The O-line needs to regroup. Quarterback drops back. And he's going to heave it deep right down the middle. The catch is made for a huge pickup. Touchdown, Brigham Young. And they take the lead here in the fourth quarter.
Well, this is why they love this guy so much, is when it's crunch time, he makes plays like this. What I love is the quarterback knows all I got to do is get the ball in his hands, and he can do the rest of the work and get it all the way to the end zone. Great play.
The PAT is important to make it a 3-point lead. And the kick is good. A 3-point game now in the fourth quarter. It's all up to the defense.
BYU 13, Utah 10.
Kickoff team out there. They are fired up after just scoring a touchdown. They'll return it from inside the 5. And he's tackled at the 21. That's where the drive will start. And the Utah offense takes the field. And the ball is handed off out of the shotgun. And he goes nowhere. Stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage.
And this defense has had a great game today. Here we are in the fourth quarter. They've done a nice job of taking the run game completely away, making it a lot easier to zero in on that quarterback in the pass game.
The loss sets up a 2nd and long from the 20. From the shotgun, it's a handoff. And they've got him.
What a job to bounce back by this offense. They get all the yardage back that they lost on this run and more. Now they're back on track with a very manageable 3rd and short.
Here we go, 3rd down and 1. Gut check time on both sides. Try to convert with a sneak. And the Utes pick up enough yardage for a 1st down.
Now, how about that? Good job by the offensive line. The quarterback, they pick up this 1st down here on 3rd down and 1 with the QB sneak. There are a lot of bodies crowding around that line. He was able to find just enough space to pick up the 1st down and a new set of downs.
The Utes will have 1st and 10 here. To the air, it's Dampier. And he just throws it away there. Safe move. Had nobody open.
Well, that was a bit of a dangerous pass and off target, too. The mechanics were a bit shaky.
Second and 10 now from the 31 after the incompletion. Fakes the handoff, looking to throw. He gets loose. And the junior decides to pick up the 1st down himself.
How many times have we seen this late in the 4th quarter? Because you know the pass rush is going to get after him. They get upfield. They have a great pass rush. What do they create? Space and running lanes. And he takes off and picks up some nice yards.
So the offense with the 1st and 10 now. The football placed exactly at midfield. Off the play fake, looking to throw. Deep shot toward the end zone. And this is dropped. Would have been a huge gain, but he could not collect it.
Really good job here by the defense in coverage. Did a nice job here of staying in phase with the receiver. There's no chance for a completion at all.
Tight game. Final 2 minutes. Can the offense make a play here? And they desperately need it. Play fake, looking to throw. Contact as he threw it. Caught over the middle. It's Bentley. They bring down the receiver, but that's a nice gain on that play. Looks like a man is down on the field after the last play, so we'll take a timeout. Need to pick up something here on 3rd down. A field goal try here will be from 58. Direct snap to the back. He's going to lose ground on the run. Now it's going to bring up 4th and short. Well, they run the ISO play, but the interior O-line just overwhelmed that time.
Yeah, give the defensive line all the credit in the world because they just manhandled this offensive line. They won the line of scrimmage. It's a very simple play. You should be able to, at the very least, get some positive yards here, but not when you lose the battle up front.
He'll take a deep shot here. And it falls incomplete for a turnover on downs. Offense comes up trying to grind down the clock and secure the W. Leaning on the run game here. And the defense smothers him for no gain. And now it's the defense that calls timeout here, trying to get organized and preserve as much clock as possible. Time winding down. This offense comes to the line trying to bleed out the clock. Here's the handoff. Tried to bounce it, but couldn't get the corner. They'll stop him for a loss. And now a timeout taken by the defense, trying to preserve as much clock as possible for their offense. Challenging play for the offense. They face 3rd and long here from their own 43. And they'll run it out of the shotgun. Defense stops him short of the marker, so now it's 4th down. And now it's the defense that calls timeout here, trying to get organized and preserve as much clock as possible. And the Cougars will send the punt team onto the field. Looking to kick it away for the 2nd time. And the punt bounces out of bounds inside the 10. Great work by the punter. The offense will be pinned back. So the drive begins here, backed up at their own 9. Dropping back, it's Dampier. The pass rush closing in. They get him down, but that's a good run, enough to move the sticks and keep this drive going.
Boy, how many times do we see this late in a fourth quarter? You know the pass rush is going to be there. They're getting after him. They're getting upfield. They get a great push. But what do they create? Space and lanes. And he takes off and picks up a first down.
On 1st and 10 here, looking to throw the ball. Grab near the sticks. It's Bentley. Brought down, but it's past the line to gain.
So much attention being paid to the outside of these receivers really opens up a nice void there in the middle of this defense. Quarterback makes a good throw.
Offense has a ways to go to get into field goal range. They need some big plays, and time is winding down. Looking for the wide out. And the pass is dropped incomplete. Would have had a huge gain. Took his eye off the ball.
Well, they come out firing here to start this second half. They didn't make this completion, but I think it sends a clear message to this defense that the adjustments that this offense is going to make is that they're going to be aggressive and they're going to look for their one-on-one opportunities.
They've got to get points quickly here, looking for explosive plays right now. QB tries it again here on 2nd and 10. Looks over the middle, and that's complete.
Man, give the defense a lot of credit. You're taking away the elite receiver. That primary target forces the quarterback to find a second or third option. He gets positive yards, but anytime you can take away the big play late in the game, it's going to help you be able to secure victory.
They'll get set, needing to score quickly now, looking for some big plays right here. Quick throw, testing the middle. Catch made down the left side, an explosive play. That's enough to move the sticks and give them a first down at the 41. That's the kind of matchup you hope for, Kirk. This team came in higher ranked, respected. They were fully tested. They had to show how good they were to survive the upset here today.
And I really think that the coaches and the players, they love playing in these kind of games. You really are going to get tested. You find out what you're made out of. And these guys really met the challenge. I'm very, very impressed with the execution and how they played this game. And now they go to the next step.
And that is going to do it. We enjoyed being here. For Kirk Herbstreit, I'm Chris Fowler. And this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.